Hi there. So we got concrete going on today. Here's my little 3 foot by 8 foot section. My mixer in the back. Got a bucket of water, barrel of water to feed the mixer. Don't need that much water. One of these bags takes it's 2.4 liters. So about a gallon for 2 bags, give or take. And so what kind of time? This is the first time doing this. Did it 15 years ago or so, a little bit, and on a little 2 foot by 4 foot or 6 foot pad in a wheelbarrow. So this is the first time mixing for me. We'll see how it goes and time it, see how fast I can get through bags and how fast I can do this, and then that'll help figure out how much time I need to do in a particular day, how many pads maybe I can do in a day. Um, and before it sets and do a one man job here. Um, but we'll go. We'll take a little recording of the work and maybe time lapse it so you can kind of see it all going on. All right, getting toward the end here, so we're going to do a recording. I'm going to scrape it. I probably need to do a little bit left. It was predicted 18 bags. Looks like it's probably going to be exact. Um, but I'll give it a little scrape and see where we are. Okay, so we need a little bit more, so we're gonna try to get this as close as possible. Do a little more spinning, throwing some concrete in. Might be, I have a partial bag there. That would be 18. Plenty of bags. So we'll just see how it goes. All right, got the pad down. Gonna let it settle a little bit. YouTube University says more you play with it, the more it gets messed up. So you gotta let it sit for a little while, and then come back with the trowel and smooth it out. Do the edges, which is to cut a line over the top between the board and the concrete pad. But looking pretty good. Let's see, that was about 2 hours, 2 hours and 15 minutes to do this first time. Took 19 bags, which makes sense because I made it a little deeper around the edges to kind of help create stability for it. But overall, pretty good. Sun hits this about 10:30, this spot. As you can see, there's kind of shade there. So ideally, I'd be out here and done before 10 a.m. And so not sitting in the sun doing this and bending over and troweling and floating and all this stuff. But overall, pretty good. Supposed to come back, do the edges, fine touch, let it sit overnight, come back in 24 hours, and go ahead and take the boards off. Should be able to walk on it fine tomorrow morning, midday. And then it takes, it's about half its strength, and as it cures over 30 days, goes to full strength at 4,000 psi is the concrete here, which this will be really nice for the sawmill. Most people stick it on gravel or maybe do wood, like railroad ties underneath the sawmill. So this will create a lot of stability for doing bigger logs and everything when it's bolted into the concrete. So far so good. I wanted to be doing this about a day or two ago, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. And we'll get 2 of these done. So I'll do another one tomorrow, extending that out another 8 feet, and I'll have 16 feet, and then I'll be able to set up the original sawmill with the original tracks, and it came with 13 feet of rails to run the sawmill through, and then I have 20-foot extensions, and so we'll get the original package up, bolted in, have my neighbor help me assemble it, and start cutting some logs that are up to about 9 feet long. And then once I get the extension rails, it'll take 4 more pads to get down for the full length like this. So that's about another 8 hours after setup. So let's say it's 2 hours to pour concrete and come back and get it settled. So it's basically another 8 hours of work, which I'll do one a day. So over the next 4 days, and I'll get better. This is the first one. It turned out pretty good. So far, so good. We'll see what happens if it all falls apart when we're all done. But I think it'll be fine. Yeah, that's about it. It's about noontime. So we'll go get some food, let it sit for a little bit, watch a YouTube to see ideally when's the best time to come back and do the edges and come back and trowel it, get it all nice and smooth and glassy. So you have a nice thing. But for a sawmill, we're just bolting rails down to it. A lot of tolerance. You just want it flat, so you have a level, and you're level all the way across, which is not a big deal. You can always correct with shims and things. But ideally, I think this will work out pretty good. We'll just match this leveled across as we go, 4 more pads down, and then it'll all be level and nice little train track to run the sawmill across up to probably 28-foot length posts and beams. Probably don't need anything more than 22, but just in case. Yeah, looking pretty good. And then we'll shift back over to the shop and get that going.